Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Burden of the Captain by the Growlers. As always, this song comes to you as a request from, well, you guys, my viewers. So if you want to be that person to make a request, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. Now, I've heard like three other songs from the Growlers. I've heard Not the Man. I kind of heard that one on my own. There was another one I did on this channel that I'm just blanking on the name of it right now. I also did The Fruit is for Everyone. I felt bad about that one because it was so short, but somebody requested it, and I had already like sat down and recorded it. So I was like, at first I was like, I don't know if I want to put this out because the video is literally like 5 minutes long. There was like no lyrics. It was just like a minute long like instrumental. And I felt kind of bad. Kind of a weird song to suggest that somebody react to. Maybe I misread like their suggestion. Maybe they wanted me to do it like at the tail end of listening to the song that came before it or something. I don't know. But regardless, I felt like I had to get back to the Growlers sooner rather than later, just because that last one was just so short. That I want to get like an actual song from them kind of under my belt here. So anyway, let's listen to it. This is again Burden of the Captain by the Growlers. Here we go.
My body is covered in fat, skin is covered in black ink. My head is a million man, my ego's beginning to shrink. The world never seems so big. How did it come to this? How did it turn into more drinking, sinking, when all that I ever wanted was less thinking? All that I ever wanted was less thinking. Everything was fine, then I wanted more. Now I can rewind to the way things were before, living life in a bluff and acting like I'm sure it's all out of love. I don't want to scare the hurt. Burden of the captain, he gets all the fame. Everybody distracted and attracted to a name. And as everything slips by, he must stay with his ship, looking out for the tribe and missing all the trip. Burden of the captain, more. Burden of the captain,
Hey,
skin is covered in
like
black
that.
ink. Ego beginning to shrink. World never seems so big. How did it turn into more drinking and sinking, when all that I ever wanted was less thinking? All I ever wanted was less thinking. Everything was fine, then I wanted more. Now I can rewind to the way things were before, living life in a bluff and acting like I'm sure it's all out of love. I don't want to scare the hurt. Burden of the captain, more. Burden of the captain,
I like that. I like that. I don't even know how to like classify that, like, because I mean, you have like your guitar, I guess, or whatever, but like it sounded like kind of like a modern sea shanty without sounding like too nautically themed. I think maybe I'm just looking into it because of the name of it, Burden of the Captain. But like it was weird. It was almost like sea shanty surf rock, if you will. But I kind of like a little bit of weird and eclectic here and there. So yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. Anyway, let's take a look at the song like we always do. Let's break it down a little bit further. It says this is the ninth song off the Growlers album, Hung at Heart. It tells the story of a captain reflecting on his doings in life. It features a banjo solo midway through the song. I don't know if I would call. I mean, I guess it was kind of a banjo solo. When I picture banjo solo, I picture more of like the Billy strings, like I'm going 100 miles an hour on my banjo type thing. But anyway, let's start with those lyrics. So verse 1, my body's covered in fat, skin is covered in black ink. My head is a million men. My ego's beginning to shrink. The world never seemed so big. How did it come to this? How did it turn into more drinking, sinking, when all that I ever wanted was less thinking? All that I ever wanted was less thinking. So, I mean, I'm assuming this part, even he's no longer in great shape. His skin is covered in black ink, I assume, from like fighting with giant squid or whatever. My head is a million men. I wonder if this is maybe a million men lost at sea or just the men that he worked with over time. I don't know. My ego is beginning to shrink. The world never seemed so big, which I feel like is the opposite of what you would expect a captain to say, just because they part of what they do is travel, by sea, by air, if they're like a plane captain. But the world I feel like would be smaller to them. I don't know. How did it turn into more drinking, sinking, when all that I ever wanted was less thinking? All that I ever wanted was less thinking. Everything was fine, yet I wanted more, more, more. Now I can't rewind to the way things were before. Living lies and a bluff, and acting like I should. It's all out of love. I don't want to scare or hurt. Interesting. So everything was fine, yet I wanted more. So maybe while he was a captain, I'm picturing like a pirate here to be completely fair. But all he wanted was maybe more riches. I don't know. Now I can't rewind to the way things were before. Living lies and a bluff and acting like I should. It's all out of love. I don't want to scare or hurt. Burden of the captain, he gets all the fame. Everybody distracted and attracted to a name. But as everything slips by, he must stay with his ship, looking out for the tribe and missing all the trips. So, yeah, I guess that's the burden of the captain. Like, yes, you get all the fame, but you also have like all the responsibility. Everyone else gets to enjoy the riches and the spoils and whatever else. They get to enjoy the trip, but as captain, you have to kind of worry about everything and make sure everybody gets there safely. It's like flying in a plane. Like your captain has to make sure that everyone on board doesn't fucking die. Whereas for the most part, when you're sitting there, you just get to enjoy the ride. And I don't know how many people actually enjoy sitting on a plane for a few hours, but you get the idea. Burden of the captain, more, more, more. Burden of the captain, Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Skin is covered in black ink. Ego's beginning to shrink. World never seemed so big. How did it turn into more drinking, sinking, when all that I ever wanted was less thinking? All that I ever wanted was less thinking. Burden of the captain, more, more, more. Burden of the captain, Lyrically, I think it's pretty interesting. I kind of like it. And I wonder, if it's about, like I said, like a pirate, sea captain type thing. Because, I mean, to me, that's the way it reads. But I think it'd be kind of weird if it was. I feel like you would almost want it to be metaphorical in some ways, I guess. So, lyrically, again, it was interesting enough where, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. Why not? As far as the instrumentation goes, I feel like there was a lot to like here. Namely, like the banjo, I guess. I was not aware it was a banjo. I honestly wasn't sure if it was like a guitar, because it really reminded me of like a surf rock sea shanty, if you will. But I liked that sound. It almost sounded like a guitar in a bottle, if you will, which I think kind of gave it that sort of seafaring sort of vibe to it. So I liked the sound of it. It was kind of weird. I wish they would have given me like a little bit more, something more interesting, I guess. To me, it was just kind of played out as a lot of the same. There was one little part there before I think he got into like the 3rd or 4th verse, where I was like, okay, I kind of like that. Like, again, that banjo solo that they mentioned there in the about section, like that part was kind of nice. I liked that. I liked that they kind of switched it up a little bit. I just wish the song had a little bit more for me to just really like I don't know, jam out to, vibe out to. I don't know. It was nice. I'm not saying this is a bad song instrumentally by any means. Um, just not as I think exciting as what I was kind of hoping for today. So I don't know. Regardless, I still think it was very good, especially that middle instrumental part. I think the way he approached the song vocally, I think, was really good as well. Again, really captured that like surfy sea shanty type thing, while still not sounding like that. I don't even know how to sort of classify and start talking about this in any sort of coherent way, but regardless, I liked it, so I give it a thumb up. Why not? As far as replay value goes, this one's probably going to go on the playlist. I feel like this one warrants a repeat listen. I'm not in love with it. After my first listen, I have to say, I have to be completely honest. But maybe another listen or two, it might get in there. So yeah, I'll put it on the playlist, and we'll see where it goes. I'm going to give it like a neutral replay value rating for now, because I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it in a few days, a few weeks, what have you. So anyway. Thank you so much for the request. I still thought it was a pretty good song. As always, if you want to be that person to request something, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artist. Go listen to the music wherever you can. And if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. All right, guys, that's going to be it from me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.